There is a thief on the loose, a silent one. It's not after your wallet or your car. Nope. This master criminal is stealing something way more valuable, your energy. It hits millions every single day, leaving a trail of exhaustion and brain fog. Well, today, we are officially opening the case file on this great energy thief. It's the question on everyone's mind, isn't it? It seriously feels like an epidemic. No matter how much you sleep, that feeling of being totally and completely drained, it just sticks around. This isn't just your problem. It's a huge collective mystery that we are going to try and solve together. Okay, here's our first piece of evidence from the crime scene, a complaint I hear all the time. That morning cup of coffee, it used to be the magic bullet, right? The kickstart you needed. But now it feels like you're just going through the motions. That little energy boost, it's gone in a flash, if it even shows up at all. And here's our next clue. You're doing everything right. You get your 8 hours, you go to bed at a decent time, but when that alarm clock screams at you in the morning, it feels like you've barely slept a wink. This isn't just being tired, my friends. This is something else entirely. And that distinction is absolutely key to this whole investigation. So, let's get this straight because it is so important. We need to know what we're actually up against. Look, tiredness is simple. You had a long day, a tough workout, you rest, you bounce back. Easy. But fatigue? Oh, fatigue is a whole different animal. It is a relentless, bone-deep state of exhaustion that a good night's sleep just cannot fix. It gets in the way of your life, your job, your happiness. That is the culprit we're hunting today. All right. Every good investigation starts by rounding up the usual suspects. Before we go looking for some rare, hidden villain, we have to rule out the most common accomplices in this energy heist, our own daily habits. Now, what's really fascinating here is how this whole crew works together. A bad diet, one that's full of processed junk and sugar, can absolutely destroy your energy and your sleep. Not drinking enough water, even being a little dehydrated slows everything in your body down. And weirdly enough, not exercising can actually make you feel more tired. But the real ringleader of this gang? That's chronic stress. And we're not just talking about feeling stressed out. This is a full-on physiological attack on your body. When your nervous system is permanently stuck in that fight or flight mode, it causes real physical changes to your brain. It creates chronic inflammation. Think of it like a constant low-level power drain on your system that results in just profound fatigue. But what if you've dealt with the usual suspects? You're eating clean, you're sleeping like a baby, you're managing your stress, and you're still exhausted. Well, that's when our investigation kicks into high gear. It's time to unmask the hidden saboteurs, the medical conditions working in the shadows. Our first hidden saboteur is a master of disguise, iron deficiency. Just think of iron as the crucial delivery truck for oxygen in your body. It helps carry oxygen to every single one of your cells. So when your iron levels are low, your cells are literally suffocating, and their first desperate cry for help is overwhelming fatigue. And get this is not some rare fringe issue. According to the World Health Organization, nearly a third of women around the globe are dealing with this. It is one of the most common and yet somehow one of the most overlooked causes of chronic fatigue. This is a massive global health problem hiding in plain sight. So this oxygen thief leaves a trail of clues. Besides that relentless tiredness, you might notice you get out of breath really easily. Maybe you have pale skin or your hands and feet are always freezing. These are your body's SOS signals, screaming that its oxygen delivery system is in trouble. Okay, our next suspect acts like a rogue thermostat inside your body, your thyroid. This little gland in your neck is the master controller of your metabolism, which is basically the speed at which your body burns fuel for energy. And when that thermostat goes haywire, believe me, your energy levels go right along with it. And here's the real plot twist. It doesn't matter if your thyroid is underactive or overactive. The end result can be the same. Hypothyroidism, the underactive one, that's the classic culprit. It slows your whole system down, making you feel sluggish. But hyperthyroidism can also make you exhausted by putting your body into a constant, frantic overdrive until it just crashes. Now, for a saboteur that is a master of operating in the shadows, blurring the line between your mind and your body, the connection between our mental health and our physical energy is it's incredibly powerful. Conditions like depression and anxiety, they aren't all in your head. They show up as very real, very physical exhaustion. I mean, just look at this data. For 40% of people with major depression, fatigue isn't just a side effect, it's a primary core symptom. The very same chemical imbalances in your brain that mess with your mood are also in charge of your energy and motivation. The sheer mental and emotional strain is a huge power drain, leaving you feeling totally and completely depleted. So we've rounded up the usual suspects. We've unmasked some hidden saboteurs. But now we turn to the most complex, the most misunderstood, and honestly, the most challenging case in our entire investigation. The great enigma of myalgic encephalomyelitis, better known as chronic fatigue syndrome or ME/CFS. Let's be crystal clear about this. This is not just being really tired. ME/CFS is a severe, debilitating, multi-system disease. The fatigue is profound, and crucially, it is not fixed by rest. In fact, as we're about to see, any kind of activity can make it catastrophically worse. And this right here, this is the smoking gun for ME/CFS. It's called post-exertional malaise, or PEM. This is the hallmark of the illness. It's a severe crash of all symptoms: fatigue, pain, brain fog, that happens after even the smallest bit of effort. We're talking about something as simple as a short walk or a focused conversation, putting someone with ME/CFS in bed for days or even weeks. And this chart just shows you the devastating reality of PEM. Research from the Workwell Foundation lays it out perfectly. After a simple exercise test, healthy people recover, no problem. But for patients with ME/CFS, look at that massive spike in symptoms. It's not just feeling tired, their entire system goes into a complete meltdown. So this leads us to the central question in ME/CFS research. What on earth is going on at a cellular level? For a long time, the investigation has focused on the mitochondria, the tiny little power plants inside our cells that generate all our energy. Are they just failing? Breaking down? But just when you think you're getting close to an answer, the plot thickens. As the ME Association points out, the latest evidence is starting to shift. The problem might not be the mitochondria themselves. They might not be broken at all. Instead, the research suggests something else, something upstream, is messing with them, stopping them from doing their job. The power plants are fine. It's the fuel line or the control room that's busted. The mystery just keeps getting deeper. Okay, after looking at all this evidence, from our daily habits to the deepest medical mysteries, the big question is, what do you do now? It's time to go from being the investigator to being the main character in your own story. Let's get you the toolkit you need to start cracking your own case. First things first, you've got to know when to call for backup. It is totally normal to be tired sometimes, but experts at places like the Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic say these are the red flags. If your fatigue just won't go away, if it's getting in the way of your life, if it just showed up out of nowhere, or if it's happening along with other things like losing weight, it is time to call your doctor. Please don't just brush it off. And when you go to that appointment, you can go in prepared. What's so great about this is how it all connects back to our investigation. You can actually talk about getting tests for the very culprits we've been unmasking today. A ferritin test for that oxygen thief, iron deficiency. A TSH test for the rogue thermostat, your thyroid. These simple tests can give you real, concrete answers. In the end, fatigue isn't just the price you pay for living in the modern world. It's a distress signal. The only question is, are you going to answer the call?